All set now? Shall I announce my name? Yeah. This is H.F. Baker Jr., grandpa of Jay and Julie and David Forbes, and father of Nancy Forbes. Just a little sketch of my unimportant life. Having been born February 13th, 1897 in Mount Brook, New Jersey, we came to Baltimore, 6 children in our family, in 1903, when I was 6 years old. 2 years later, we went to Ocean City, Maryland every summer from June 15th to September 15th. And at that time, the only way to get there was by boat and train. And a poor train ride at that took 6 to 6.5 hours. So you had to like it to go there. But my mother could not stand humidity. And that's the reason Dad sent us to Ocean City on the seacoast. It wasn't very long before our 3 boys, my 2 older brothers and I, and other all summer residents started to learn to what we called shoot the waves. Now they call it body surfing. And it was the first place on the East Coast, as far as I know, where body surfing or shoot the waves started. I went to Swarthmore in fall of 1915, Swarthmore College. And when war was declared in 1917, I left college the day war was declared and came home to Maryland to join the Maryland National Guard. A year later, I went overseas with the 58th Artillery CAC. And we're over there 1 year. And when I came back, it was quite a nice experience. I spent 5 days in on the French Riviera, the only leave I had over there. And I did get into Paris for a day. After the war, Dad wanted me to go back to Swarthmore or to college. He didn't care where, he just wanted me to finish. But after being independent for 2 years or so, I didn't want to go back to studying again, so I started to work. And June the 1st, 1921, I had the pleasure of marrying my first wife, Helen. Helen Graham was her name. And we had the 3 children. Suzanne, the oldest, Nancy, next 3 years later, and then Fan the third, 9 years later. In World War II, I asked for a reappointment in the service, and after 6 months received it, and a year later was ordered to California. Nancy and Fan drove out with Helen and me to California, and we served for 3.5 years at Fort MacArthur, San Pedro, LA Harbor. The kids loved it so much that when we got out of the service, we had to go back in 46 to be mustered out of the service in New Jersey. And Nancy and Finn loved it so much out here, they didn't want to go back east. And when Sue and Don transferred out to the West Coast in June of 46, we found that out. That determined us to stay here because Helen and I both loved it. Then in 1962, I lost Helen. And I went back east to see my old mother. And she was 96 at that time, 95 or 96. And in going back, I met my present wife again, Ethel Minor Cox. She was in our wedding, or Helen's and my wedding. And Helen and I were in her wedding. And Bert, her hubby, was one of my best friends. And he died just about 3 years before my Helen. 1963, Ethel and I were married, and it's been a very happy marriage. My kids, Helen's sister, Janet, brother Bill, were all 100% for it, as well as Ethel's two boys. So now I happen to be out in California on a vacation with my Ethel, and at Nancy's, where we are recording.